Good morning, my dear all students. Welcome in my today's class. Today we are going to learn about the degrees of comparisons of adjectives. 3 degrees of comparisons of adjectives. So without any more delay, let's get started. An adjective of quality changes its form when it is used to compare one noun with another. Yes, comparison means when we compare two nouns, the adjective of quality changes its form. And these forms are called the degrees of comparisons of an adjectives. So let's see how they change and how many forms of degrees are there. In the chapter of adjectives, we have 3 degrees of comparisons. We generally use 3 degrees for comparing adjectives. The first degree is the positive degree, then the comparative degree, and the superlative degree. Now, let's know about these 3 degrees individually along with examples. Now, first of all, take up positive degree. The positive degree is the simple form of the adjective. It does not make any comparison, hence, it does not make any change also. A rat is a small animal. Mrs. Sinha is a kind lady. Ada is a sweet girl. There is little water in the jug. So you can see small, kind, sweet, little. These words are adjectives which are highlighted, and does not they do not change at all. So these all adjectives are in their original form. So that's why they are called positive degree of comparison. Next comes the comparative degree of adjective. The comparative degree is used to compare two people or things. We use than for comparison. Yes, when we need to compare two given nouns in any aspect, then that comparison or that degree of comparison is called the comparative degree of comparison, and for doing that we have to use a than. For example, Raman is taller than Mohit. Here in the example, Raman and Mohit are two boys, and we are comparing about their height. So we are using a than, and we are describing the adjective taller. ठीक है, so taller, that's why देखिए यहाँ पे क्या change आया है. We have used a er, tall, T-A-L-L, tall plus er, it becomes taller, and now it is comparing the height of these two boys, Raman and Mohit, that who is taller than whom. Similarly, Ada is prettier than Akanksha, Delhi is bigger than Dehradun, wood is lighter than water. So in all the examples you can see the two nouns Ada, Akanksha, Delhi, Dehradun, wood, water, both two nouns are being compared in each example in terms of their adjective which is used for comparing them. Now, the third and the last degree of comparison is the superlative degree of comparison. The superlative degree is used when we compare three or more things or people. We use the with superlative degree. Yes, when we have to compare three or more things, three or more given nouns with each other, then we have to use the superlative degree of adjective, and we also have to use a the in that degree. For example, lead is the heaviest of all the metals. He was the happiest man in the village. This is the best book in the library. Kolkata is the biggest city in India. So you can see heaviest, happiest, best, biggest, all these highlighted words are the superlative degree of adjective. Here one object or one noun is being compared with the rest of the materials or with the rest of the nouns of that same class which belong to that same class. Hence we are using the third degree of adjective, and we have used IEST. So that means that we have certain rules for changing the degrees of adjectives, right? So now in the next slide we are going to learn about those rules. The adjectives which end with E at the last, we have to use R or ST, just only R and ST, like large, larger, largest, safe, safer, safest, wise, wiser, wisest. Now, the adjectives which end with a consonant alphabet or sound, double, the rule is to double the consonant and add ER or EST. For example, fat, fatter, fattest. ठीक है, so FAT, fat, last is T, the last alphabet is T, and T is a consonant word alphabet, so we have to double that consonant while changing it into the comparative as well as superlative form. Like for example, sad, sadder, saddest, thin, thinner, thinnest, big, bigger, biggest, and so on. Now the words ending with consonant sound, but if that consonant is always a Y, then the rule of changing it is to remove Y first of all and then put IER or IEST in comparative and superlative forms respectively. For example, dry, drier, driest, lazy, lazier, laziest, with more than two syllables. The adjectives which end with more than two syllables add more or most before the word. If the adjective is containing more than two syllables, then we don't have to change it by adding ER or IER or EST or IEST. Okay, they will change completely differently. For example, we have to add a more or most in the comparative and the superlative forms respectively. For example, important, three syllables are there, means more than two syllables are there, so it becomes more important and most important. Same with other educated, more educated, most educated, and so on. And then let's talk about irregular adjectives. Irregular adjectives are those adjectives which do not follow any certain rule, hard and fast rule, so they completely change while becoming comparative and superlative. For example, good, better, best, little, less, least, bad, worse, worst. So you can see that they neither they require ER, EST or IER, IST, nor they require more, most, but they completely change their form as well as their spelling while becoming comparative and superlative forms. So students, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope that the degrees of comparisons are clear to you. I will be back with a new chapter soon. Till then, you all take care and revise the worksheet very well.